welcome to Inside Jefferson Football, Year 8 of the program. Hard to believe Year 8 has come, but it's our debut episode of 2021. My name is Josh Powers. Coming up on this show, we'll talk to the head coach, Tim Carlson, about what's been happening over the summer, and also talking about the first opponent for Jefferson on Thursday, the Chaska Hawks. We'll have a couple of the players stop by, a couple seniors in Daniel Weber and Aiden Bertrand. And we'll also talk to the brand new BEA football director, Matt Jacobs. But first, the head coach, Tim Carlson. Coach, said it hard to believe it's year 8. Less than 2% of all TV shows make it this long. So at least that's something for us to hang our hat on here in year 8.
Us and MASH, I think, are probably the top two running shows, yeah. But it's always been fun, and it's a great way for people to see our kids a little bit up close and personal, and see who I get to work with and why it's so much fun for me.
Well, it's glad to be back up close and in person after a year I was in my basement. Maybe BEC preferred it that way, or you did. I'm not around. Your team is closely, but no, I mean, it's just great to see everybody. We had Kennedy's show here earlier. Just feels like normal again.
Yeah, it really is. It's been really since last spring, a pretty normal summer, or kind of back. Everybody's getting back to the way it was and whatever normal was, and so it's been fun, and it's like you just pick up right where you left off. It's like that year never happened, and it's good for the kids. It's good for coaches. I think for our mental health to be out with kids as well. So it's been a fun summer and early fall here.
And how did that summer treat the Jefferson Jaguars? Obviously a full schedule. You know, the games were set in stone.
Yeah.
It just had to be good to get everything back from a continuity standpoint. It's important to your team, as you were telling me off air, with so many new players this year as well.
Yeah, we're gonna be young this year, so we want to do a lot of things this summer to get kids just back together. We're back in our passing league at Edina. We had a passing 7-on-7 tournament down in Gustavus, which is a lot of fun, in early June. We had 45 kids go up to a team camp at UMD this summer in July, which was a great experience. Played some really good teams, but it was that time together. I know they ate a lot of pizza, but just that time together, and the bus ride back and forth was great for them, and just getting to know each other. And then we do other things. We do paintball. We have a paintball day in July as well. We have a lot of kids helping BA. You're going to talk to Matt later, but kids at evaluations and at their jamboree and helping teams, and just all of that stuff that we used to do. And obviously we're involved in the Wounded Warrior Project. I think we had 35 kids out in St. Paul acting as a water and snack stop for the riders in the Minnesota Soldier Ride this summer. So it's been busy, but it's been a lot of fun. It's just been fun to get back to that normal summer, busy summer, but it's a lot of fun.
Let's talk about the 2021 team a little bit. A lot of production from last year's team graduated, so maybe walk us through the offense, Coach. Who are some of those newer guys? I know there's also some returners that you're going to be counting on, but offensively, who are some of those key players? What are the keys offensively for you guys?
Well, we've had a nice quarterback battle really all summer long. We have kind of a tree of quarterbacks, senior Ben Losey, junior Robbie Traylor, and then sophomore Tyson Schultz. All three have done a great job, done everything we've asked for them. We'll kind of see what happens here Thursday night. I think the kids know.
We don't want Chaska to know. We'll keep that quiet.
We'll wait till later. But they've all had experience at the lower levels, and I think they're ready to step in. And I feel pretty good about anybody we put out there. But it's going to be new. We had a 2-year starter in Carter Hansen, and Carter was a leader, and Carter's just a great young man. So we just miss him in general. Replacing Roosevelt, we have to replace Roosevelt, and that's be more by committee, because we'll have a lot of guys playing both ways. Aiden Bertrand, who you're going to meet a little bit later, he'll carry the ball. Brock Edwards, who's carried the ball some for us. Ty Sambagaro, and we got a couple sophomores also that will probably carry the ball for us. So it'll be done a little bit by committee. Offensive line is kind of reshaping. Our offensive line is led by senior captain Hui Long, who is not real tall, but he's just a fire hydrant bull, and kind of a young man, and so he'll be the leader up in the front. Unfortunately, he won't play this week due to injury, but he'll help us throughout the season. We feel really good about our receivers. We have a lot of talented young receivers: Daniel Freitag, Blake Mamalakis, some of the Nate Habermas will play out there, Isaac Sevig at tight end, and so on. So we feel we have a lot of pretty good receivers we feel good about. Max Clark is another one who's been around, seems like forever, with us. So we have speed and athleticism, which is kind of our trademark, and we have to use it wisely. And on defense, Isaac Sevig and Kashawn Kobold kind of anchor the ends for us, and we'll do a great job. And then we're going to have a lot of new guys back there. Nick Kaposius returns to the secondary, played a lot last year. But otherwise, we're going to have a lot of new kids. And again, our trademark is fast and athletic, and that's kind of who we are.
Well, it gets into high gear quickly with Chaska about 48 hours from now. Coach, we'll talk about that game coming up and what we can expect from the Jaguars in 2021 season in the last segment, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. So head coach Tim Carlson coming up next. We've got the players segment. As Coach mentioned, we'll talk to Aiden Bertrand as well as another senior, Daniel Weber. It's when Inside Jefferson Football Season 8 continues on BEC-TV.
Let's set the facts straight. Almost a quarter of car crashes involve cell phones. When you text and drive, you look away at least 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's the length of a football field. Time out. It's illegal in 39 states to text and drive, but you're in danger everywhere when you don't focus. So keep your eyes on the road and arrive alive. No text, no wrecks. So don't text and drive.
Back on Inside Jefferson Football, the Jaguars open their season at home. We'll have it for you on BEC-TV Thursday night, 7 o'clock, against the Chaska Hawks. Two of the Jaguar seniors join me now. Daniel Weber, Aiden Bertrand. Guys, appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Daniel, we'll start with you. We talked off air. You said my position, one of them, you're going to play a little bit of linebacker, but also H-back. What in the world is an H-back in the Jaguar offense?
It's like a hybrid. It's like a tight end, but kind of smaller, quicker, I guess. We run routes, we block. I don't know, just like a tight end, and we're off the line.
It's kind of a jack of all trades, like a super back maybe too, another name for it.
Yep.
All right, looking forward to seeing you in that role. Aiden, I know Coach Carlson mentioned you're going to play a little running back. Obviously some big shoes to fill in Roosevelt from a year ago, but what do you bring to the table from a running back standpoint that helps you see the field and get those carries? What are those attributes that you bring?
I think one of my biggest attributes is my quickness. I'm very quick on my feet, and I use, I'm not the biggest guy ever, so I use my speed and my athleticism to get around guys. But I'm not afraid to lower the shoulder either and go north and south. So that, and I would say my field vision too. It's definitely developed from freshman year to senior year, and Rosie has helped me all along the way to get me to where I am today. So
seems like a good mix too with Brock. He's kind of that bigger guy. It seems like you two kind of complement each other in those running styles. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. No, I love him. Love playing with him on the field, especially lead blocking, because he's gonna get whoever is in front of him. So it's always, I can always trust him blocking for me. So yeah.
Daniel's one of the older guys. Coach Carlson mentioned that you're going to have a new quarterback this year regardless of who starts or who plays through the course of the year. So what are some of those things that you and those other seniors help do, especially on that offensive side of the ball, to bring maybe a younger quarterback up to speed and get them acclimated to that high school game?
We just got to show him that he can rely on us, that we can catch the ball. We're going to make plays if he can do his part, make it happen. And, we just got to show him, coach him up, help him be a leader, and help him just develop. And then next year, hopefully, he's just ready to boom and goes crazy.
Aiden, I know you guys just, most recent game, you played Chaska. Right now you're going to play them again, obviously hoping for a better result. So what maybe can you learn from that game? I know the players are a lot different from both teams, but just from a standpoint of they're the most recent game and now they're the first game again, what are some things that you want to learn from that last year's game and have it translate over to Thursday night?
Well, first of all, I'm really excited that we have them first game of the season. Great team to start out against. Yeah, like you said, this is a different team, different year. Really, from last year, that game was tough. Definitely learned, experience-wise, and that's going to help me move on to this year. But we're coming in fresh slate. I actually I was talking to the players today after practice, and we're ready. We're going to come out and we're going to match their energy because it's going to be a big energy bust this year, and that's going to be one of our main focuses. So,
just a couple of questions to close. Dan, you got to ask you about the hair. How long do you spend on the hair? How important is that flow to your football game?
It's very important. It makes me unique, I guess. It makes me handsome.
yes, sir.
I don't know. Spend a couple minutes. I like to fluff it up, shake it. I don't know.
After the weight room's done, right? Obviously,
yeah.
The weight room comes first, right?
Oh yeah. After I throw up 300 on the bench press.
Yeah. Aiden, what is 2021? Kind of getting the team back together. You're going to start school in person next week. Kind of ask the Kennedy kids the same thing, but it has to just be a great morale booster to know that things are kind of back to normal. We can be together with the guys and move forward. From your perspective, how does that feel from your side?
Honestly, it just feels nice to get back to some normalcy. I'm really we're really lucky because we're getting a more normal senior year than the past two, and I'm looking forward to homecoming and prom. Getting back to what makes high school really really fun. Get to have fans in the sections this year. That was a big part that we were missing last year, so I'm looking forward to seeing everyone out there in blue and white. So, yeah.
That's a great perspective. We're excited to start the season with you guys as well. We'll be there on Thursday. Best of luck to both of you throughout the season, all right?
Thank you, sir.
All right, that's Aiden Bertrand, Daniel Weber on the players segment. Coming up next, brand new BAA football director Matt Jacobs joins me when Inside Jefferson Football continues.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Back on Inside Jefferson Football, the Jaguars and Chaska Hawks kick off the season about 48 hours from now. We'll have it live for you on BEC-TV, also on our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/BEC-TV. Time now to meet the new BAA football director, Matt Jacobs. Matt, first time on the show here in year 8. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
You haven't been with BAA all that long. Walk us through maybe your background. Obviously, sports had to be in that background somewhere growing up, and then walk us through just how in the world you've gone to this new role here starting this year as BAA football director.
Yeah. So I grew up in St. Paul, and I went to Highland Park High School. Football was very instrumental to me in my development. I had a coach who was a great mentor for me, and he really helped me to get into school. And he paved the way for me with leadership techniques that he taught me, and he really taught me how to be an overall well-rounded person. And so through my transition through college and getting married and then going to grad school and then finally moving into Bloomington, I started thinking back in my life and what are the most important things that got me to where I am today? And football was a really big piece of that. And so when I saw the note from the BAA organization that they were looking for a football director, I thought, hey, this is the perfect way for me to give back and do something for the community and for people and kind of pay it forward for all of the greatness that I received in life from the sport.
What does the Jacobs family look like? You mentioned you've got a wife. We were talking about kids off stage. So what are the logistics of that Jacobs family entail?
Yeah, so my wife Mary is actually a traveling nurse in Bloomington, so any of the viewers out there may have seen her at some point in time if their kid was sick or needed
Hopefully
to
not too many times.
Hopefully not too much, no. She and I have been married now for going on 20 years, and I've got a son Jackson who's 17 years old and a son William who is 10 years old, and he's playing BAA football too. And one of the nice things about that is I can just sit back in the sidelines and have our wonderful coaches do all the hard work and just kind of enjoy the sport and watch him grow in it.
I played about every sport in BAA except for football with my genetics and body type. Maybe football wasn't the best suited for me, so I don't know a lot about what the BAA football program looks like. Maybe walk us through kind of top to bottom, smallest age to largest age, all the levels of BAA football and what it entails.
Sure. So the entry program is the kindergarten through 4th grade program, and that's kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade as one grouping, and then we've got 3rd and 4th grade as another grouping. And this year we've had enormous growth actually in that program. We're up to, I think, 150 some kids that are in that, and we have 10 teams, and they're all just kind of getting their legs underneath them with football skills and just kind of learning the fundamentals. Some of that is just kind of keeping the children into some amoeba form of sports. And then we move on to the next level, which is tackle, and that is starting for 3rd and 4th grade combined. And then we have a 5th grade team, 6th grade team, 7th grade team, and 8th grade team. And this year we have 2 teams for each of the grades, with exception to the 3rd and 4th, which is a larger single team.
So as the director of BAA football, what are some of those like day-to-day duties or things that you maybe take care of that no one else within the football organization has to take care of?
That's a really good question. Actually, the way that we're structured is everybody supports each other in ways that you may not expect. So we don't have real rigid swim lanes of activities that people do singularly. I get support from all of the people that are associated with the program, and I try to support them in the same way. The way that I look at leadership, both in my actual job as well as this, which is sometimes just as much as my actual job, is that it's one big team working together, and we support each other as needed. It's a very democratic process. I don't make top-down decisions. Anything that we do is something that's been decided amongst all of us. And when I say all of us, that means the coaches, the volunteer coordinators, the equipment directors, our VP of sports operations. So we really try to take a holistic approach to making decisions and moving the program forward, and that bleeds into all the activities that we perform. As an example, after this show, I'll be going over to one of the fields to turn on the lights for a game. That's not technically my role, quote unquote, but we're not too formal about that. We all just help each other out. And I'd say that's broadly true of the BAA organization at large. We very much support each other. I can call anybody anytime, and I'll get an answer right away. Text message, same thing. And that's pretty much how I work too. So the day in the life is honestly just a lot of communications with each other.
Well, last one for you. I want to make sure to get you out on time so you can go turn on the field light on. But as the director, what are you hoping to accomplish other than keeping the numbers strong throughout the program? What are some things that you're looking to move BAA football toward down the line to keep it as successful as it has been through the years?
I think it's really participation and partnership. Those are the two big things, and I think we've done a pretty good job this year of building those partnerships with both the high school coaches and then with other organizations in the city, whether that be Parks and Rec or the people who do just the field painting. Those are really important things, and it's hard to quantify the importance of those relationships that you have with people. Perfect example is this last weekend. My error, I didn't reserve the right field, and I knew the person to call in the city, and they called someone else, and they called someone else, and before you knew it, within 10 or 15 minutes, they were there with keys to open up a separate location for us to play. So it's that kind of stuff that is just absolutely important, and we want to keep doing that, building those partnerships, and then marketing out to the community. There's a lot of people who don't know who our organization is, and surprisingly enough, that was a learning for me and for some others in the organization. And so we're really just trying to get our name out there and just let people know the program exists, and we're here to take their kids in and try to build leaders.
All right, Matt, it was great to meet you, and best of luck as the BEA football director. I know you do a great job and keep that program strong.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, that's Matt Jacobs. Coming up next on the final segment of the debut edition of Inside Jefferson Football, talk to the head coach, Tim Carlson, about their opening opponent of the season, the Chaska Hawks, when we come back. Back on Inside Jefferson Football, the Jaguars and Chaska Hawks open the season on Thursday. We'll have it for you live on BEC-TV. Back with head coach, Tim Carlson. Coach, exciting time of year for everyone. I know you've got some terrific younger players. I do want to touch on now sophomore Daniel Freitag.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was recently offered by the Gophers in basketball. Just a tremendous talent. Had some great bloodlines with brother Isaac as a former wide receiver. I'm excited to see him and some of the kind of leading the new turnover of the Jaguars this year, as well as new running back, new quarterback, as you mentioned, a lot of new faces on the team.
Yeah, it is, and they're exciting. We're going to play a lot of sophomores this year, but they're a hardworking group. They're a talented group, and they mesh very well with the seniors and juniors that we have coming back. So it will be exciting. Daniel's one of those who's going to fit into our long line now of kind of receivers. That's as meetings go, it's the other coaches in the conference. Okay, who's catching the ball for you this year? Because but that's who we are. That's the kids we have, and those are the kind of kids we try to get the ball to, and have had success doing that. So. Yeah, we expect big things from Daniel. He's a good athlete, as was his brother Isaac. We're going to miss Isaac. He was a great leader for us, had a great year last year as well.
And the schedule, Coach, some of the notables from the years past, Waconia on the schedule, Chanhassen as well, Apple Valley, a lot of teams that you're familiar with. What are some of the challenges when teams are so familiar with each other year after year? I know there's a lot of turnover and new players, but I'd imagine you're also trying to look at new ways to try to reinvent and get a leg up too.
Exactly. We start with Chaska, and our district hasn't really changed. We're going to be Chanhassen, Waconia, and Chaska, and then us. They took St. Louis Park out, so that's a toughie. And we know that, but that's who we like. I tell the kids, we want to play the tough competition. We want to play the best. In my mind, Chaska is still the defending state champ since we didn't have a championship last year, and they deserve it. They're a good team. They're a well-run program. So it makes it, for me, it's exciting to start there, especially coming off the year that, was in general that everybody had. Let's start with somebody like Chaska. How fun is that? It's tackle cancer. We get everybody back. How exciting. I tell the kids, how neat would it be? You get up and, you're reading, well, I guess they don't read the newspaper, but Twitter, Snapface, whatever the things that they read, that, hey, Dagsby Chaska last night. But yeah, then we get to follow it up with people like Armstrong and Waconia and some new faces. South St. Paul, I've been here now over 30 years. I don't think we've ever played South St. Paul.
Well, luckily you got about a month to prepare for that.
We do.
You got plenty of time.
We do. And Hastings. It'll be fun to play Hastings. They're part of our four-way scrimmage, and we don't play them until week 6, and the coaches, we just said, yeah, that's fine. We'll scrimmage as well. So we've scrimmaged them, but they're a new face on the schedule, and we got Armstrong back again. But it's fun. We've had some good games with a lot of these teams in the past, and we want to play hard, play fast, have fun, and win some games.
Only 4 home games every year, Coach, and you mentioned it briefly. Tackle cancer. Talk about that initiative. I'd imagine it's like years past with Jefferson, and I know with fans coming back out to the stadium. it's an important initiative as well this year.
Yes, and it's really our cheerleaders kind of take that on. And we appreciate what they do to help us with that and collect at halftime and tackle cancer. Those games go throughout high school and colleges, whether it be local colleges and in the U of M. We'll do typically does a tackle cancer game. So everybody kind of gets involved in it, and it's all money that goes to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Foundation. And Randy and his group do a lot of really good things in cancer research, and so we're just happy to help. Our main focus, typically fundraising-wise, game-wise, is always Wounded Warrior Project, and that's a couple weeks down the road, and we can get into that too. But we want to give back every way we can, whether it be helping BAA, tackle cancer, and a Wounded Warrior Project.
Just some overarching keys maybe to the season, Coach. Maybe it's where you want your program to be in a few weeks from now. Mm-hmm. But as a young team, what are some things that you're looking to build on as the season starts?
Every day, we tell the kids we want to be 1% better. Just get 1% better today. And so by the end of the year, that's going to look pretty good. So as we go in, as we prepare, we want to practice tomorrow better than we did today, just by 1%. And if we get a little bit better than against Chaska, we come back, we meet, and just kind of build. Everything's built. It's going to be a learning experience. We have a lot of new starters, and the speed of everything, you can't replicate that in practice. So once they get against the guys from Chaska and St. Louis Park, and all of a sudden, hey, this is going very fast, it's got to slow down for a lot of those young kids. So we want to see the game slow down for them. And when it does, mistakes start to go away a little bit, or we eliminate some of those. But we know there's going to be some early. There's always growing pains when you have a young team. And so that's okay as long as we continue to get 1% better every single day. And, it's not, we don't want to win necessarily just the first game. We want to win that last game. If we can win the last game of the year, we'll be sitting pretty nice.
All right, Coach. Well, the first game is coming up about 48 hours from now against Chaska. We'll see you out there on Thursday night. Best of luck, okay?
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
All right, that'll wrap up the debut episode of Season 8 of Inside Jefferson Football. Coach Carlson will be back next week to take a look back at the Chaska Hawks and, as he said, preview that game, first road game for Jefferson at St. Louis Park next Friday night. Week 1 about to start. Episode 1 in the books. For our crew, this is Josh Powers saying good night from our studios.